I like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This series is called Girl from Nowhere. So it's got 2 seasons so far. The first season's got 13 episodes. Second season's got 8. They run anywhere between 40 to 50 minutes an episode. And we're going to talk about the pilot episode, The Ugly Truth. Enigmatic student Nanno transfers to a school that has recently earned the title of the quote-unquote Purest School of the Year, but she soon exposes the ugly truth. So you already know how we doing here. Episode 1, let's get it. So Nanno's actually narrating through the beginning of it, talking about all humans have 2 sides to themselves. They usually like to show you the good, but they got dark, filthy souls. Basically setting the tone for this show. So here we had the principals and the teachers in this lounge meeting, and Mr. Wang is giving a presentation on yoga practices. Then this lady brings up the topic about teaching kids about safe sex. Of course, this teacher is horrified about that shit. She's like, what are you saying? You want to go put condom vending machines in this bitch? Yeah, you're teaching about safe sex, but the ones that aren't thinking about it, you're alerting them to the shit. She's like, kids are having babies at an alarming rate, and she wants to have a class to teach them the dangers of not having unprotected sex. She's like, bitches should be fired for even bringing that shit up. So Mr. Wang feels both sides. He says, instead of making any decisions about it now, why don't we see if anybody wants to join yoga classes, and then we can take it from there. And a bunch of meditation techniques that'll be beneficial to the students. And tell them they can work on that so they'll take their mind off sex, and they can work on their studies and extracurricular activities. The principal agrees, he thinks it's a good idea. Then we have a new student to the school by the name of Nanno. And yeah, she's a star of this fucking show. And here comes Mr. Wang, inviting 2 students to have yoga class. Nanno's willing to do it, but then they call on May. May is like, she's too unapprehensive about it. And it tells that she's helped out Mr. Wang before when they shot that last video. May doesn't really answer, and Mr. Wang is like, she seems to be busy. So this chick behind Nanno is all over head over heels for Mr. Wang. But then she's like, too bad he's married. Giving Nanno the information. Later on, Nanno and Molly come through to practice a yoga class. After work, he goes home to his wife and daughter. She gets embarrassed when her mom reads her essay out loud. The essay is about her dad being a role model and whatnot. Next day at school, Nanno lies to Molly, and tells her they don't have time to film today in school. So she basically meets Mr. Wang by herself and tells him that Molly isn't feeling well today. But he doesn't want to cancel the session, he wants to keep it going. Then he's observing the yoga techniques. Then he starts doing other things with her. She's like, you sure about this? He's like, yeah, I got you. Meanwhile, the camera's still recording. He's not as decent as he made himself out to be. Teacher-student action or some other shit. Then Ma goes to the principal and asks her about a serious situation. Not the principal, the sex ed teacher, sort of. And she tells her that a friend of hers is pregnant. But we know you talking about yourself, and I bet you $1,000 Mr. Wang has something to do with it. So she asks the teacher if she knows where any abortion clinics are. She gives her 2 options, either have an abortion, keep the kid, or drop out of school. But as she left out the room, Nanno heard the whole thing, but she said she'll keep it a secret. Then Mr. Wang comes by again. He says he wants to shoot some scenes with Nanno alone. Without Molly, so you already know what he's trying to do. He gets her in the room, tries to get her by herself again, and then he shows her the camera footage, indicating that he was recording it on purpose. She's like, you know what we're doing is wrong, right? Then he says, you know what'll happen to you if this footage gets out? What'll become of you? Nigga, what'll become of you? You fucking with transfer students? Students, period. High school students at that. I don't know how their system goes, but it feels like he's trying to blackmail her. I don't see how that would work. That shit wouldn't work in the United States or anywhere else for that matter. Bottom line, he ends up giving her the business again. Then he comes home from work, I guess. His wife sitting at the table, seeming all quiet. It's like, okay, what the fuck going on? Then she gives him his phone. I'm like, oh shit. Then she smiles and says, I didn't find it. A girl named Nanno returned it. I'm like, what the fuck? His head has got to be spinning in fucking circles. She's so calm right now, he doesn't know what to think. He's thinking to himself, did she look at it? I can't even imagine what's going through his brain right now. Then she tells her she's upstairs chilling with her daughter, and she invited her to stay for dinner. Everything about this is awkward as fuck. So Nanno talks Vienna's mom into tutoring her daughter. The tension is built to an all-time max. He has no idea what Nanno's purpose is. Look at that smile. You know ain't no good coming from that shit. Not on his end at all. Then he goes outside to listen to his phone, and she has a voice recording of everything that happened, what they was doing when they was in the room. Yeah, she got this nigga on all levels right now. So then Nanno doesn't come to school the next day. He's like, look, we can't film today. Then he calls her. He's like, Nanno, what the fuck are you up to? Don't forget, I still got the video. And I'm still thinking to myself, how can he blackmail her with a video of something he's not supposed to be doing in the first place? But as she was talking to him, she was sitting with Maya as she's waiting at the clinic. Nanno's like, look, Maya, you gotta make this choice for yourself. Don't let anybody make it for you. Then we got Vina chilling with her boyfriend Lou. Right before they do things, Nanno pops up. She tells him to come with her so they can go study at her house. Then she leaves him there because she gotta go handle some business, telling her she'll be back in an hour. So Lou's like, shit, Vina, what you trying to do? Meanwhile, Nanno's about to beat back up with Mr. Juan. While that's going down, Vina and her boyfriend getting down to business. Then Nanno tells him she's out front, but she can't get through the gate. You gotta come through and open the gate for her. But he comes out and sees the gate's already open. Then he's thinking to himself, oh man, she's already probably back inside. So he heads back in the gymnasium, and look who's there. Nanno's just sitting on top of the windowsill. She's chilling up there while she has him locked in the gym. And then she puts on the projection screen his daughter and her boyfriend getting it in. I'm like, oh shit. So he tries calling her daughter's phone, but Nanno had asked to borrow Vina's phone before she left. I'm like, oh shit. So she's basically saying she ain't gonna let him out until he gives her the password to the computer, so she can go through the files and get the video. She's like, you better hurry up before they make it do what it do. So he has no choice but to give her the password. And while he's rushing to get to his daughter, Nanno goes through the computer, gets the password. She's got access to all the files on there. It's a bunch of shit. Shows proof about him smashing Mai, and a whole bunch of other videos including him and the principal doing things forcefully and shit. So after they make it do what it do, his phone starts blowing up. She thought it was another girl, but it turns out it's all the nasty stuff her dad been doing. Then she starts sending stuff to Juan. Juan busts through the door, starts whipping Lou's ass. Venus pissed off at her dad because she just seen all this rude stuff, having sex with students and shit. Afterwards, they get into this big argument. She's like, I wish I was never your daughter. Then she ran away from him and ran out in the middle of the street. And holy shit, she got hit by an oncoming car. All that blood, damn, she's dead as shit. What the fuck, man? Then after that, Nanno calls up Texas' sex ed teacher, but making it seem like it's a text from Mai, letting her know that she's gonna get an abortion and drop out of school. Then the next day at school, all of Wang's video surfaces and all the principal's video surfaces. It hits everybody's phone. I know, right? They're like, what the fuck? Principal looking hella stupid. Mr. Wang in the back of the police car, you big dummy. And it ends with Nanno smiling back at Mr. Wang and disappearing because she's the girl out of nowhere. And that's episode 1 for you. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that shit. All I know is this is how this show starts. I'm in for a wild ride on this shit. Season 1, 13 episodes. Season 2, 8. Between 40 to 50 minutes a episode. Girl from Nowhere on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. Yo, to the top of this. Look, these y'all the easy best. Stop. See. Ha 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 ha. Big. Cause you got that slogan.